I asked people if they wanted to bring an inanimate object, I would read to it, but no one brought one, so I brought an animate object. Actually, to be more precise, he brought himself, and I asked if he would be in the cage, and he said yes. So give Dan Suarez a hand. All right. So pay attention to me or him or both if you have a lot of eyes. Alright, so some of these will be from my forthcoming book, Self-Portrait of a Poet Suicided by an MFA degree. And other ones are just new. So this is False Occupancies, a dramatic retelling of one's ennui, for Melanie Reitzel. It starts to feel like summer every time I die. White sand beach and tequila maybe. That one week I was obsessed with Kowloon Walled City, one Tuesday in June. Agatha Christie's 11 Days reimagined as Death of a Capricorn. I almost say carpenter. These days on Howard Street cascade in crimes against creativity, when one should be totally Roy G. Biv with a new romantic, rooming a really complex German compound noun, singing Dies Irae, dreaming of the nun that got away. A yearning I'm not sure I felt before, more elegant than tawdry, a kind of inamorata ex machina, forlorn and maudlin. It's like reading Flowers for Algernon in her eyes. Humdrum, beautiful. I'm certainly guilty of chasing this dragon, questioning the pageantry of romanticism. So, the high sadness condition evoked less arousal than the low sadness condition. I don't know where I got this, but I guess it's a true thing. A vice versa golf umbrella, all skeleton, Maybelline eyeliner black, placid beauty, an orchid or a tumor, or I forgot. A sad expression, surprisingly suffused with color. The wilderness of our time has been exorcised. White moth whiskey, 5 o'clock cocktails. I come to you as always, ballerinas creaky on wooden floors, nude, repairing a revolver, sledgehammer symbolism. Sure, the heart is just a series of on-ramps, chasing sunsets to forever elude the sunrise. Yet, to find oneself unable, low voltage too, a quiet hum. I immediately fell in love with that picture. My heart is ramshackle, he said, rural, stapled with swill, just as inextricably stitched up with a crooked cobweb, an American dream obsessed with guilt. To refurbish the skeleton's ribcage into a stereo cabinet for Justin Jones. Imagine roaring lions, drugstore kites, and carry-on westward sun. Telephone booths, old master oil colors, up escalators, a sword fight with outboard motors. Imagine sharing a 2009 Black Label Claret with a street Arab, as I've been more damaged than once. Or anxiolytics, Mount St. Helens, bright orange Bantam paperbacks, classified Black Ops files, a Westinghouse Masson Nagant M1891 toward Kill the Moonlight, as his heart is decidedly in the right place. Imagine Argyle Sweater Sadness, a pre-due, the iconic door of 10 Downing Street. Perhaps then we'd have the first intermission of Our Lady of the Flowers. As such, the tragedy, a rooster tail bass flute, fentanyl, stillness and nostalgia, the meth of a rocket's kick. Imagine J.C. Leyendeckers couple descending a staircase, an Oldfield's rare book yearbook circa 1914, as it's everything I've decided in a moment of passion and interest. Red light districts, or Hollywood Babylon, Mary Miles Minter, thin martinis, and armchair number F51 by Walter Gropius. Imagine East Manteca on a Wednesday night in January, an overturned Ferris wheel, a pawn shop, porn mags, and jazz records, or insert Justin Jones's favorite bombastic 70s rock song here. As I've begun to look out the window onto East 17th Street, benign, damaged beauty, perhaps then we know what it is to stand in awe of the post-whatever malaise, a weather vane, aesthetic wilderness, Elaine Lang, mercury thermometers, or Iowa as a verb, as I read the fuck out of this poem. Spellbound, shadowboxed in kissy face, of art and erotica, a watercolor from the bombshell's wee small hours, or a gentleman in lust whispering, "Aw shucks." This is actually a true story. Not as skilled as Wallace Stevens, I toy with the art. Get on here. Perhaps it'll be me and you sitting in old Baghdad, black cherry water, gin and laudanum, upstairs on a balcony irrigating our wounds with printer's errors and festschrifts, syringes with a syringe, a vague white flower against stainless steel, nylon guitar strings, and an insurance report on a circumstance destroyed by angels. This unstable modernity of ours, your favorite cocktail, and last year's Ethan Allen furniture catalog. We are afield against the profile of a night enamored with hand grenades. Egregiously, we just fell in love, hard, reflecting a rage against dying light. Perhaps a soft kiss, hesitantly through the mer de mer, a bottle of Kentucky taken to its logical extreme, white phosphoruses, white flash, a Bryn Mawr dirge, the traditional bagpipes, an Indian summer landscape, I think, or an oriole juddering in a graffiti-strewn R16 New York City subway car in 1979. I and you, wild prayers stage whispering from a caduceus, the Scotland Yard torch song therein, similar brushstrokes, Chopin's heart in an urn full of brandy howling. I can imagine non-specificity, the 3-volume, very warm edition of Ebbe Beauregard, or A Walk in Normandy. This is for a good friend of mine who's actually leaving soon. So, gorgeous reveries in a Dixie cup of champagne. Dollhouse frottage, certainly, a pretext for persuasion, a text on the art of fencing. Situational, really, a semicolon with some second all, undoubtedly. A false beginning. All my best friends are from Georgia, with Matt as a center bolt. Objectively, not objectifyingly, he's comforted by a lullaby as we hypothesize on the whiskey corks and typewriter bits shoved into our pockets. And then my last one is, I think, pertinent for many people. Apologies to MFA life. Absurdly impertinent, exotically beautiful, our baby switch Beaumont. From a stick figure in a chariot on fire, under a square of sun in fake Karages and white go-go boots, to an erotic rumba dancer, naked on the sideline in the holy roar, clarifying, this is meant to hurt you, dear. As there isn't anything more beautiful than elevator cables narrowed around the neck. After all, everything is constructed over a glass of ghost block estate. The contextualized Kant plays coat hanger for the Mockingbird's allegations, louche, apposite. To be quite candid, Germaine Greer's centerfold can suck the first European sex paper, no less. They leave Miserable of evergreen trees and ivory piano keys in her Scheherazade. The equivocal premise is one of something I had never said before. The imaginary intricacies, previously unavailable, yet often eloquent. Something like double exposure Roman numeral tennis racket seduction duel. The little I could express here wouldn't have been expressed had I not known more. Particularly, hey Tank Commander, where are you going? Where have you been with those Aussie Clark for rally dresses screwed about your M41 Walker Bulldog, writing love letters to the Fenian-inspired iPad on the turret and World War II era teardrop aviator shades? Whether an apostrophe on a gay big love or a photostat copy of a really old book, if it were up to me, well, I'd leave it up to you to apprehend the transcendence in tragedy and heartbreak. Thank you.